വളരെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സെഷനിലേക്കാണ് നമ്മൾ അടുത്തതായി നീങ്ങാൻ പോകുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയാൻ കാരണം ഒരു ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് സ്റ്റോറി, ഒരു ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ അടുത്തതായി ഈ ഒരു സെഷനിലേക്ക് കേൾക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഹൗ ടു വിൻ ഇൻ സ്റ്റൈൽ. ഒന്ന് സ്റ്റൈലായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെയാണ് ജീവിതത്തിലും പ്രൊഫഷനിലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മോർ ഓവർ നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ബിസിനസ്സിൽ നമ്മൾക്ക് എങ്ങനെയാണ് സക്സസ് ആകാൻ തോന്നുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ആകാൻ സാധിക്കുക എന്നതിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ് നമ്മൾ അടുത്തതായി കേൾക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and really a privilege to welcome the very gorgeous Ambika Pillai, the celebrity hairstylist and a wonderful entrepreneur on stage for giving us a wonderful session on how to win in style. So already she is not well, but still നമ്മൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി വിജയ് ഭവ അലുമിനി 4th Business Summit and Awards 2019 എത്തിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. So മാമിന് വേണ്ടി നല്ലൊരു കൈഡി നൽകാം. And let's welcome the very gorgeous Ambika Pillai on stage.
Born on 26th November 1962 in Kollam, Kerala, Ambika dealt with dyslexia all through her childhood and struggled with writing and maths. In 1990, she started working at a saloon. Her salary was 2,000, half of which was spent on rent and the rest on home expenses. After working for a few months, she realized that opening her own saloon would be a better idea, as the money was good. After being cheated by partners multiple times and being back to square one again and again, she decided to start a venture in her own name. She was successful in learning a lot from failures. Having started with a staff of 11 and hardly 5 clients a day in 2010, the eponymous founder of Ambika Pillai Designer Saloons Private Limited today heads a rupees 10 crore turnover company with 150 employees. By creating a brand in her own name, she created the trust in her business. She launched Kaitra, a range of herbal products a year ago. Currently, the hair care products are available all over Kerala. Today, Ambika has a huge fan following, and her popularity is because she generously shares tips and tricks on her Facebook page, followed by 8.33 lakh people. She has won several awards such as the Bharat Nirman Super Achievers Award in 2007, Cosmopolitan Fun Fearless Female Awards for Best Hair and Makeup in 2009, and Vogue Best Makeup Artist Award in 2011, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Miss Ambika Pillai, the founder of Ambika Pillai Designer Saloons Private Limited, to the Vijayee Bhava Business Summit and Awards 2019.
All of us have a story to tell, right? Every single person. And this is probably the tail end of my story. It all started, I call this the circle of my life, you know. It all started in Kerala and then went away and came right back to where my roots belong. ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എല്ലാവരും ചിരിക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങും. എൻ്റെ മലയാളം ഭയങ്കര മോശമാണ്. I'm 55 years old or 56 years old now, and I've probably spent about 9 വർഷം നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ. അതുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കും എൻ്റെ മലയാളം ഭയങ്കര മോശമാണ്. പക്ഷെ I'm listening to other people talk and it's just incredible. I'm ashamed to say that I don't read and speak. I speak. I don't read and write Malayalam. But അതൊക്കെ ആണെങ്കിലും I'm one of the proudest Malayalis in Delhi. അത് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം, you know. Yeah, I am. I still eat only appam and stew and chora and chamandi and dosha and appam, everything that is Malayali. I do not eat chapati and dal and everything that's North Indian. And it's not because it's North Indian, I'm just hardcore Malayali. എന്തായാലും ഞാൻ ജനിച്ചത് ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്ത്, ബട്ട് അച്ഛൻ കൊല്ലത്തുനിന്ന്. സോ എൻ്റെ നാട് എന്ന് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ കൊല്ലം എന്നേ പറയത്തുള്ളൂ. ബിക്കോസ് അവിടെയാണ് അച്ഛൻ took me 41 ദിവസമായപ്പോൾ അച്ഛൻ അമ്മയും എന്നെയും കൊണ്ടുപോയി കൊല്ലത്ത്. And that's where I grew up. And then at 5, he sent us all off to Ooty. ഞങ്ങൾ 4 പേരാണ്. ഗോപിക, അംബിക, ദേവിക and Renuka, the car sisters. That's what we were called. And I'm the second. So ഊട്ടിയിൽ അയച്ചു പഠിക്കാൻ. അച്ഛൻ വിചാരിച്ചു എല്ലാവരും അവിടെ അയച്ചാൽ നല്ല മിടുക്കികളായിട്ട് തിരിച്ചു വരും. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ അവിടെ പോയത് ശരിക്കും കളിച്ച് പഠിച്ചതേ ഇല്ല. Because there's a reason behind it. I'm highly dyslexic. And Achan was dyslexic. I am dyslexic. My daughter is dyslexic. Dyslexia എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പകുതി പേർക്കും അറിഞ്ഞൂടെ എന്തുവാന്ന്. But it is, I think most of us have seen Tare Zameen Par, right? I'm sure you have. Amir Khan's movie, where that little boy, everything in his head is ulta. Ellam tala dirinyata, talikata. And that is what I am. When I met Amir Khan, I told him, Amir, you took a page out of my life and made this movie, So studying for me was really, really difficult. And I think 16 വയസ്സായപ്പോൾ അച്ഛൻ ചോദിച്ചു, നിനക്ക് കോളേജിൽ പോകണോ, നിനക്ക് കല്യാണം കഴിക്കണോ? ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, അച്ഛാ എനിക്ക് കല്യാണം കഴിച്ചാൽ മതി, എനിക്ക് കോളേജിലൊന്നും പോകണ്ട, ഭയങ്കര പാടാ പഠിക്കാൻ. അപ്പോൾ 10ാം ക്ലാസ് പോലും ഞാൻ I did not finish my 10th. I'm a school dropout. I know people find it difficult to understand that, but I am a school dropout. And probably I speak good English because I went to Ooty and studied. And I am basically a street smart person. And when you're dyslexic, you are, God gives you something else that's extra special. Yeah? And that I only found out much later in life what that extra special was. Because കൂടുതൽ സമയം ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചു എനിക്ക് വേറെ ഒന്നിനും കൊള്ളത്തില്ല. I think the only thing I can do is probably get married and look after, like, I wanted 4 kids, I wanted 2 dogs, I wanted 2 homes, I wanted so many things when I was 15 and 16. And nothing happened. അങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് what we want is probably not what you get eventually in life. You can dream, and when you dream big, I always tell people, don't dream and aim for the treetop, you will fall on the ground. You aim for the stars, you may fall on the treetop. So that's basically what it is. You dream big and you will achieve something in life. Anyway, I went to Delhi. Actually, I got married at 17. And I think the whole world knows it was a terrible marriage because I got divorced. But what I did get out of it was the most beautiful, amazing soul, my daughter. Kavita is her name. I call her Kavi. And, when the marriage fell apart, ഞാൻ അച്ഛൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് പോയി പറഞ്ഞു, അച്ഛ ഇത് ശരിയാവുന്നില്ല. എന്തുവാ ശരിയാവാത്തെ? അടങ്ങി ഒതുങ്ങി, you're supposed to, in his life, in his world, women did not work. He had 5 women in his life, his wife and 4 daughters. ഇവരും 5 പേരും ജോലി ചെയ്യണ്ട, ആണുങ്ങൾ വല്ലതും പോയി ജോലി ചെയ്താൽ മതി. അച്ഛനല്ലാതെ വേറെ ആണുങ്ങളില്ല ഈ ഫാമിലിയിൽ, he says അങ്ങനെ ഒക്കെ മതി. But after my divorce, I didn't want to sit at home. I could have sat at home. I come from a very, very well-off family. When I went to Delhi, all the press asked me, Ambika ma'am, is your story about rags to riches? Everybody loves a rags to riches story, right? And Bollywood, Hollywood, any book that you read, everything, people get more inspired when it's a rags to riches story. Mine was definitely not that. I was born with the proverbial silver spoon in my mouth. By the age of 14, I'd already gone to America and Disney World and Disneyland, and Achan had seen to all that. He's a cashew exporter, doing very well for himself. So അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ഫാമിലിയിൽ നിന്ന് വരുമ്പോൾ you get divorced. ഇവിടെ വല്ലതും വീട്ടിലിരുന്നാൽ മതി. There's no question of going out. But I think I'm the black sheep of my family. I picked up Kavi, who was 2 years old, and went to far off Delhi. എത്ര ദൂരം നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് പോകാൻ പറ്റും അത്രയും ദൂരം ഞാൻ പോയി. എനിക്കാണെങ്കിൽ ഹിന്ദി സംസാരിക്കാനും അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ. And, I hate the food. And I thought it was a culture shock for me to go to Delhi. Namada Malayalil, it's just so amazing. When I used to see Achan get ready to go for a kalyanam, namada driver used to be wearing nalla vella munda, nalla starched white shirt. Achan used to walk out wearing the same clothes, nalla vella munda and starched white jubba. And I used to say there's no difference between the boss and the employee. And that is how my Achan brought all of us. He treated his employees fabulously well, and he was never nasty and rude. he was called No Problem Gopi, you know. ആരെങ്കിലും ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം ആയിട്ട് അച്ഛൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് പോവുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അച്ഛൻ say no problem, അത് ശരിയാക്കി എടുക്കാം എന്നല്ലേ ഉള്ളൂ. So, you know, we all grew up with that same attitude. And of course, Amma's, everything that is in me that is creative comes from my Amma, you know. But all that I only got to know much later, because I went to Delhi not to become this high-powered businesswoman that I am today. I went there to work, to put a roof over Kavi's and my head, and to somehow live and stand on my own 2 feet. So like it was mentioned in the clip beforehand, yes, my first job paid me 2,000 rupees. And I just decided I don't want to work for anybody else, you know. So I started my own business. And I started it with a partner. And who, of course, from day one, I knew he was gay. But he used to wear trousers and shirts, and he dresses in skirts and blouses. But those days, Sylvie was a man, and Sylvie was my partner, a ray of sunshine. You know, most of my friends in Delhi, most of the designers are gay, so most of my friends are gay. I'm very used to it, and they make the best friends anyway. But starting out, this was 32 years ago, Sylvie was my partner, 7 years into working together, and Sylvie was a household name. I mean, ellarkum Sylvie patti ariyayirunnu. Sylvie's partner Ambika patti aarkku arnooda, which was fine with me, you know, as long as we were making money and we could pay everybody, we could pay our rent, and we had money in our pockets, I was okay. Yeah? But Sylvie's brother came up one day and said, Ambu, my brother's stealing from the counter. So I got devastated. I was like, my best friend is stealing from the counter? What do you mean? And I cut a long story short on that episode. It ended. I walked out. I gave the salon to Sylvie and I moved out. I moved out not knowing what I could do with my life. Kavi was, 6-7 years old, and put her to school, put her through her tuitions, everything that she needed. I had no money for it. And you know, the thing is, എനിക്കറിയായിരുന്നു എപ്പം ഭയങ്കര വിഷമായാലും അവളെയും പൊക്കിയെടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്ക് കൊല്ലത്ത് തിരിച്ചു വരാമെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയായിരുന്നു. That was like a cushion for me. But I did not want to do that. You know, I wanted to prove more to anybody else. I wanted to prove to my father that I was capable. Not that I was the son that he never had. Allah, I'm the daughter who can do things that what a son he never had could. So I stayed in Delhi. And it came to a point where even when Kavi said, Amma, in the Velipumbal Param vaangichondu varuvo, I didn't even have money for that. It came to that point when I decided to start my own salon yet again. And bigger mistake with another best friend. And that partnership went on for 17 years. 17 years, Karinyapulla, I realized that he was also stealing. Now, I was listening to the other gentlemen on stage who are all business people. The thing is, I never ever paid attention to my accounts. ഞാൻ dyslexic ആണെന്ന് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ സ്ഥിതിക്ക്, you can understand how difficult it was for me to even look at accounts. So I never did. And at the end of 17 years, by the time I knew that he was stealing money, we got KPMG to come in. By then, of course, Ambika Pillai had grown to a name that was bigger than big in India. And especially in the north. In Kerala, nobody knew who Ambika Pillai was. But in Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, it was huge. And we called KPMG in at that point of time. They came and did an audit and came up with a figure of 30 crores that Mohit, my partner, had taken. And that left me more devastated than anything else. Because Appam Kavide college poyanolla samayai, she chose Parsons, New York to go study, and I did not have money to send her to school. And my best years of my working life was already over, you know. I mean, over എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല, because I was at that point of time thinking, 40 ആകുമ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്യണം, പിന്നെ 40 ആയപ്പോൾ 45 ആകുമ്പോൾ റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്യണം, അങ്ങനെ പോയി I still haven't retired, to say the least. But what I did was, when Mohit and I were partners, the salon was called Visions by Ambika. And I started doing, I mean, let's say, how did Ambika get into makeup? I was doing only hair. I was a trained hairstylist. And makeup, I didn't even know how to hold a brush in my hand. But in a budi vetti, I used to do about 30 cuts a day. My thumb just collapsed. And I had to take steroid shots and everything. Of course, eventually, Ayurveda is what saved my thumb. But the thing is, you know, the doctor said, don't cut hair for the next 2 years. Mudi vettiyale, you'll have to give up this profession. So I picked up my brush and started doing makeup. The second assignment that I did, I won the national award. Now, this is a self-taught person who had never, ever, nobody ever said, "Ida chaya, ada chaya." I just started doing what I wanted. When I saw a face, I would think, how can I make it look bhangere beautiful? And I did just that. Of course, the girl was Aishwarya Rai, and she was the most beautiful girl in the world at that point in time. She was Miss World. Adonda I won the award, but I give some credit to myself. And so Ash and Mohan the award win the press went mad. I mean, I was in every newspaper, in every magazine. I was all over the place. And suddenly my business just grew by leaps and bounds. You know, there was a time when I used to do about 2 makeups in a month. Suddenly we were doing 120 makeups in a day. So what I did was I started training about 10 other makeup artists. And the whole salon, we used to handle that kind of business. And this was many years ago. As, of course, Mohit was pocketing all the money. But for me, what the driving force was, I'm doing creative work. And accounts and the best friend nokuana padu eniki nokanda avashyamilla. It's the biggest mistake I made in my life. But from then, you know, I started doing shows. When Aishwarya asked me, "Ambu, will you come and do my makeup for a movie?" I was like, no. Because, you know, I prefer doing shows, fashion shows. Namala Randa Devasa Dumbe, you talk to the designer, you do the look, you create a look, you go in on that day, do 30 models' faces and hair, and the designer gives you a big hug and says, "Fabulous work, the job is done." Now for Bollywood, or any movie, whether it's here or there or anywhere, you go and you work day after day after day on one face, doing the same look. Horrible. That doesn't drive me, you know. So what drives me is to create different looks. So anyway, Aishwarya oru 10 varsham choichu kazhinjappole she said, "Inni endarthu pattathilla ennu parnja otte radi vechirunnu." Appa I said, okay. And so I did one movie, the movie Tal, and I created her look for her. I mean, she came from Bombay to Delhi, and we permed her hair and got it nice and curly, like a little Mallu girl. And of course, she wasn't Mallu, she was from the Chambal Valley or something in that movie. But we did amazing makeup and hair. I did amazing makeup and hair for her. And of course, there are a lot of people who still remember Tal. I personally hated the movie. I personally hated the whole experience. That Subhash guy, director, he was obnoxious, yeah? You know, he was eating chicken like Nevali Chikiri, and I was like, oh, this is gross. I mean, where is the polish of all the designers? Where is the finesse and the... nothing. Fashion is not at all close to what Bollywood is all about those days. Now, what happens is, Bollywood, I mean, the masses, they borrow from fashion, from Bollywood. They look at what Priyanka Chopra is doing, or what somebody else is, Deepika Padukone's eyes are like, and oh, she's doing a wing liner, let us all do wing liners. Bollywood pushes the trend with the masses, and Bollywood takes their cues from fashion. And who does fashion? We do fashion. Yeah? There are handful of makeup artists in India, handful of makeup artists and hairstylists in India who set trends. So we have reached from that nyan. I keep saying we, but you know, from not knowing how to do makeup, now we are trendsetters, which is quite cool. You know, and all this happening with my partner taking all the money that we were making. Yeah? So this was really devastating for me. So anyway, I broke up that partnership and we started, and even when the partnership was on, from Visions by Ambika, we went into Ambika Pillai, changed the brand, because I wanted to make it a brand. And Ambika Pillai, once the partnership broke up, we had 4 salons. I eventually break up again. I got 1 salon. And 30 kodi eduthu ennkke kettappole njan paranju Mohithinte aduthu njan policeinte aduthu povan pova. He said, Ambika, this is Delhi. 10 ലക്ഷം ആർക്കെങ്കിലും കൊടുത്ത ഒരു തോക്ക് വെച്ചിട്ട് അംബികയെ വെടിവെക്കും. So I was like, eh? So he said, Kavika amma illadaavum. So please think twice before you do anything. Now this is Delhi, yeah? It's unsafe for women. I understand that. And I got scared. So anyway, I didn't do anything. I just let him go. And we started Ambika Pillai, started running it. Of course, you can take anything away from me. Yeah? You can take my money, you can take my house, my clothes, whatever. But there are 2 things that you can, actually 3 things that you cannot take from me. One is the name that my father whispered into my ears when I was 28 days old, Ambika. And his surname is Pillai. And what God has given me in my hands, this gift that he's given me in my hands. And the third is Kavi. Yeah? She's not going to go anywhere, right? So anyway, so we started our own salon. We put systems into place, very tightly into place, so nobody would take money. We got a company called Zanotti to come in and configure a whole system for us to put it into place. ആർക്കും പൈസ എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. അതൊക്കെ ചെയ്തിട്ടും ഞാൻ ഒരു ദിവസം പോലും ഞാൻ തിരിഞ്ഞു നോക്കിയില്ല. എന്ന് എത്ര പൈസ ബാങ്കിൽ പോയത്, ആർക്കാ ചെക്ക്, who did you give a check to? My accountant will come and put 150 checks in front of me. And I used to sign everything, yeah? Because I trust my people. I trust them. 5 years ago, these 2 clowns, Prem and Ashish, they had taken 2 crores. So it basically, എന്ത് ചിരിക്കാനുള്ള കാര്യമാണ് ഇത് ശരിക്കും. I mean, പറഞ്ഞു വരുമ്പോൾ പ്രേമൻ ആശീഷ് 2 കോടി എടുത്ത് മാറ്റി ഉടനെ പോലീസിനെ വിളിച്ച് 2 ജയിലിൽ കൊണ്ടുപോയി. ജയിലിലിട്ട് then, I mean, you first file a complaint and then you file an FIR. So complaint ഒക്കെ file ചെയ്തിട്ട് the cops put them in the jail. And he says, ma'am, ഇനി FIR കൂടെ ഫയൽ ചെയ്താൽ നമ്മൾ അവരെ അകത്താക്കാൻ പോവാ. So I said, എൻ്റെ പൈസ തിരിച്ചു കിട്ടുമോ? So because when they take money, they are not paying my taxes, they are not paying a lot of things, and I am getting into trouble, right? So the cop said, ma'am, nammal adichu sheriyaki paisa edippikka. So I said, adikkan povunu? So he said, yeah, we will beat them to a pulp. I took a step back because appathekkum aa 2 പയ്യന്മാരുടെ ഭാര്യമാരും പിള്ളേരും അമ്മയും അച്ഛനും ഒക്കെ എൻ്റെ കാലിൽ കയറി പിടിച്ച് കരഞ്ഞ് ഭയങ്കര ബഹളമായിരുന്നു. So I dropped the FIR. I didn't file it. Now that's a big mistake I made. Because if I had put both of them into prison, what is happening to me today would not have happened. So the gentleman was sitting there and laughing at every time I say people are taking money from me. So Saurabh Jain എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു പുതിയ ഒരു അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് CA 4 വർഷമായിട്ട് എൻ്റെ a smart fellow with numbers. I mean, my staff, I train them myself. We were talking about trying to get staff, whether it's in Delhi or in Kochi, and how people take away your staff. It's crazy. The numbers are madness. But if you continuously have a training program that runs in any kind of workspace that you have, I mean, I should be taking lessons from my own words, yeah? But you continuously train people. If it's a skilled job, ours is a skilled job. It's not, I don't know, it's nothing else. It's just skilled. And it is, you're dealing with people up front and up close, service industry, where a woman who sits on your chair, she will only let her family, her husband, her son, her brother, and her father, as a man, to come this close to her. I tell my male hairdressers that. And she is letting you come this close because she trusts you. So, of course, personal cleanliness, hygiene, all that is very, very important. But more so is the way you behave, is the way you carry yourself, is the way you, because that whole Ambika Pillai brand is on your head. When you are dealing with the client is dealing with Ambika Pillai, not with you. So we try to keep that brand. I'm so passionate about my brand. I mean, the other day we had somebody who came and said 100 crores, 100 salons. In the easy aita alkarku paisa ulla alkarku vandu tharan bayangara oru veshmam illa. So then I looked at him and I said 100 salons, you know. So I can't spread myself out so thin. And I keep turning down people. Like I can't do it and I can't do it. So joint ventures and venture capitalists have said no to most people because I don't know them personally. But anyway, coming back to the fact that Bollywood was happening and, I mean, Bollywood was not happening for me. I did that one movie and I said, that's it. But fashion was happening. And every single award that there is to win in this industry, I have won it to date. When Femina gave me the award for being one of the, most powerful women in India, I looked at them and said, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? I mean, what makes you give out awards like this? So some of our awards I just think is like, I still wonder why I got them. But anything related to my work, the best makeup artist, best hairstylist, blah, 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 best businesswoman. I won the Kerala best businesswoman. So all those awards just make me really proud. So after having won all these awards, ഞാൻ ഓരോ പ്രാവശ്യം നാട്ടിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ when I walk down the streets, ആൾക്കാരെ നോക്കി ഇതെന്തൊരു പ്രാന്തിയുടെ പോലെ മുടി വേഷം. And I used to look at Achan and say, Achan, ഇതെന്താ അവർ എപ്പോഴും എന്നെ നോക്കി ചിരിക്കുന്നത്, എന്നെ നോക്കി ഇങ്ങനെ കളിയാക്കുന്നത്? ആ സാരിയില്ല, നീ ഒരു മാതിരി ഡിഫറെൻ്റ് ആയതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. But, and I used to say, but none of them know me. I mean, you know, none of them know me. All these people, they don't respect the fact that I'm a woman who's moved from my hometown, small little Kollam, yeah, and gone all the way to the capital of India and really made it big. How come nobody knows that? So I had a huge bone to pick with my own people in Kerala. Big bone to pick. And then I got this call from MMTV, Malayalam Manorama. They called and they said, ma'am, we are doing one show, Midiki nu parnja. Can you come as a judge? I said, pattathilla. ഞാൻ ഫോൺ താഴെ വെച്ചു. They said, hey, പിന്നെയും വിളിച്ചിട്ട് എന്താ പറ്റാത്തെ? So I said, എനിക്ക് മലയാളം ഒന്നും സംസാരിക്കാൻ അറിഞ്ഞു. ഇപ്പം ഞാൻ മലയാളം സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് മിടുക്കിയിലെ 90 എപ്പിസോഡ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കുന്ന മലയാളമാണ് ഇത്. അതിൻ്റെ മുമ്പേ അത്താപ്പത്ത. I used to talk like that. Horrible I was. If you actually go back and Google Midiki's first episode, you'll want to cry because I was so bad. So anyway, Miriam Maman, who's the very big up in, I mean, they own the channel. She came all the way to Delhi, sat me down and said, Ambika, you have to do Midiki. I said, why do I have to do anything? Yeah. She said, because nobody in Kerala knows you. And you are the prodigal daughter of Kerala. You need to come back. So it's only because of Miriam that I actually came back to Kerala. Yeah, and when we started shooting for Midiki, the director Satish used to come and say, ma'am, 90% Malayalam, 10% Malayalam ഒന്ന് സംസാരിക്കണേ. So I said, പിന്നെ എന്താ ശ്രമിച്ചു നോക്കാം. പിന്നെ ആദ്യത്തെ എപ്പിസോഡ് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് he said, മാം ഇപ്പോൾ 98% ഇംഗ്ലീഷും 2% മലയാളമാണ് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്, അത് ശരിയാവത്തില്ല. So I said, ഇങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ, എൻ്റെ മലയാളം ഇങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ എനിക്ക് അറിയാവത്തുള്ളൂ. So then he said, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഞങ്ങളൊരു മലയാളം ട്യൂട്ടറിനെ വയ്ക്കാൻ പോവാ. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, ഈ 17 ഞാൻ കല്യാണം കഴിച്ചത് പഠിക്കാതിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി, ഇനിയാണോ പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത് ഈ വയസ്സുകാലത്ത്? So he said, illa, we are going to put a Malayalam tutor who will come to your house in Delhi, sit down and teach you how to speak in Malayalam. So I was like, ശരിയാവത്തില്ല. But then they said, ഇത് ശരിയായാലേ പറ്റൂ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മിടുക്കി ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. I said, എനിക്ക് മിടുക്കി ചെയ്യണ്ട, you know. So then he said, no, we want you to do Midiki, so you have to learn Malayalam. So anyway, by then, 5 episodes, I mean, they had already aired it. They were getting thousands of mails saying, ooh, Ambika ma'am is amazing. So, and we love the way she talks and this and that and the other. So then, അവിടെ ഞാൻ ഡൽഹിയിൽ കാത്തിരിക്കുക ഒരു ട്യൂട്ടർ വന്ന് പഠിപ്പിച്ചു തരാൻ. ട്യൂട്ടർ വന്നില്ല, ആരും വന്നില്ല. അടുത്ത പ്രാവശ്യം ഞാൻ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പോയപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ഡയറക്ടറിനടുത്ത് ചോദിച്ചു, അയാൾ പഠിപ്പിക്കാൻ വന്നില്ലല്ലോ. So he said, ഇല്ല മാം സംസാരിക്കുന്ന പോലെ സംസാരിച്ചാൽ മതി, എല്ലാവർക്കും ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. സോ ആക്ച്വലി വൃത്തിയട്ട മലയാളത്തിൽ ഞാൻ സംസാരിച്ചു. It was so bad, you know. I used to say Komali and all that, which nobody understood what Komali was. I think only people in Kollam know what Komali is. Yeah? So anyway, I used to say really weird words and terrible pronunciation. It was Kori, Mara, Param, you know. That's how we used to speak. But I can say Kori, Mara and Param. And so, yeah, Midiki happened. I was still staying in Delhi. I still live in Delhi. I went out and I got mobbed. And I was like, hey, how do all these people know me? All these people knew me. Every single Malayali knew me in every single corner of the world. Because I started, you know, Kavi was like, Amma, people are trying to get in touch with you and they can't because you're just, you know, you're not accessible. Appo njan oru Facebook page thodangiyal amme onnu I said, Kutta, I'm not inclined towards social media and all that. She says, Amma, I'll just open a social media page for you and you just answer people. So she opened one, the first 10,000 people, Kavi and I was like, yay, we've got so many people who like me. And now, of course, to date, we have 8,30,000 people. And I'm thinking, at least 7 lakh are Malayalis, you know. Thank you. But when I go to the Middle East, it's not only in Kerala. Because if I go to the Middle East and I walk down the streets, there'll be at least 40 പേര് വന്നിട്ട് നമസ്കാരം മാം. ആൻഡ് ഞാൻ ഫോർട്ട് കൊച്ചി പോകുമ്പോൾ കുടിച്ച് ലക്കില്ലാതെ നടക്കുന്ന ആളും പറയും നമസ്കാരം മാം. ഇറ്റ്സ് വെരി സ്വീറ്റ്. ഓൾ ദ ബസ് ഡ്രൈവേഴ്സ് നമസ്കാരം മാം, ഓട്ടോ ഡ്രൈവേഴ്സ്, തേങ്ങ വിൽക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാരെല്ലാവരും. സോ my big problem, Malayalis don't know who I am and the Keralites don't know what I do. Everybody knows it now. Look, I'm in front of you talking about my life. I would not have done this 5 years ago because nobody would have called me from Kerala. Yeah? Now they all want, okay, let's hear Ambika ma'am's inspirational story. There's nothing more inspirational than Mr. Johnson's story here. ഞാൻ കേട്ടോണ്ടിരുന്നപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ കരഞ്ഞുപോയി. And I was like, what amazing that power and level that he has in his head, that he is not bothered about anything else and anybody else. It's to put the best out there and to give the best to people. Like I'm just like a stone skidding on top of the water. You know, I'm in an industry that is very, what is it, frivolous about making people look beautiful. But I think what happened with Midiki is, Midiki just caught hold of Kerala and shook it, angane. Because suddenly people just woke up and said, Enikku oru change venam, Enikku oru makeover venam, I want to look beautiful. Because I kept telling the people of Kerala that dark skin is beautiful, curly hair is lovely. And that is what most of Malayalis have, curly hair and dark skin, right? So anyway, we came, 80 episodes of Midiki where Reema Kalingal used to ask me, so Ambika ma'am, are you opening a salon in Kerala? I'm like, no, I won't. But by the time Midiki finished, we opened Kochi. Within 1 year, we opened Trivandrum. And Kochi thodangiyappola Kavi paranju, Amma, you think your full social media is going to convert into clients in Kochi? And I said, I don't know, but let's see. So Kochi thodangiyya ആദ്യത്തെ ദിവസം നമ്മൾ സുഷ്മിത സെൻ came, inaugurate ഒക്കെ ചെയ്ത് ഞാൻ അവിടെ നിന്നു the whole day. I think 2 പേര് വന്നു കാണും അന്ന് പാലറയ്ക്ക് നോക്കി എനിക്കൊരു ഉമ്മയും തന്ന് ഒരു ഫോട്ടോ എടുക്കാൻ. And I thought, അയ്യോ ഞാനൊരു മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയോ. Kerala is not ready for like a brand that's going to change your look. I came the next day. I was very upset actually. I came the next day and we are on the 2nd floor. Tare ground floor in the Tota, I had to say, excuse me, Moli Poen, because Athareem Ala had come from Salem to Nagarkoil. Everybody had driven 8-10 hours to come and see. Ma'am, one appointment tharam pattuo. It was amazing how people of Kerala wanted that change. Yeah? So I believe that we brought that change. We bring that change with my mindset, എൻ്റെ mindset എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല, it's actually Kavi's mindset. I have my niece Sudakshana sitting here who has the same mindset as Kavi. It's all natural, let's go the natural way. Of course, she's taken it to a different level altogether. She's vegan as well. But, it's fabulous that kids are changing their mindset now of going natural. Kavi എൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് പറഞ്ഞ്, because I'm a hairdresser and a makeup artist, I work with chemicals. And, but I started thinking more natural products. And I've always, every time, my stress buster is to come home and make products. I used to make body scrubs, creams, lip balms at home, give it to my friends. Then I wanted it to go to every single person in Kerala. Yeah? Actually, in Delhi, people say, oh, for 30 years you were in Delhi, now you only want Kerala. I'm like, yeah, I came from there and that's what I want. So I tied up with the Medimix group. It's a joint venture with the AVA group. And we brought out Ketra. I think you got it in your little, you've all got a gift bag or you'll get a gift bag, and we've got Ketra in there. It is mostly Ayurvedic and natural products, which, of course, it's not 100%. There are two products which are 100%, but the rest, when you make certain creams and gels and stuff, you need to add in preservatives. You need to do all that. But we try to keep it as natural as we can, and we source it from our own land. And of course, some of it from Pondicherry and Tamil Nadu. But we look for the best products at the best cost to bring it to Kerala. So we have now launched in, Ketra is all over Kerala, I think in 30,000 shops in Kerala. And we have just now taken it to the Middle East. So it'll come out in the 6 GCC countries and wherever. So that is where the brand is going. While my product brand is doing great business, my salon brand is still attracting a lot of creeps, just waiting to take the money away. And so I've realized one thing, Nale Pravasham, this has happened to me. And the only common factor is me. So the person who has to change is me. I need to start looking into my accounts. I need to know that building this brand was no easy feat. I know it because I struggled through it. But I need to remember how difficult it was to keep it all together and not let the bad elements come into my life and take it all away. So basically, this is where I am right now in my life, and my time is running out. So it's so good to have been here, and I know, like, next time, Naushad, I'm going to take a flight the day before. Getting on a 6 o'clock flight is not easy. So I sleep at 1 o'clock because I read a lot. Sleep at 1 o'clock, get up at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock to catch a 6 o'clock flight, come here, and I am exhausted. But it is still so good to be here and to talk to you. And I thought there'll be lots of women, but I can see more men here. But I hope it makes some kind of difference in everybody's life to pay attention to your own business. Look deep into it. Thank you very much.